the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Thursday, April 13th. So welcome to the third moon day of the week. Of course, we have 4 different moon days taking place this week, really suggesting that we have a lot of emotions to go through, to process, to integrate, to sort through, and where it is that we will be refining our particular emotions and mindset as we naturally move through the energies of the week. So today we actually have the last quarter moon taking place in Capricorn energy at 23 degrees. This is definitely going to wrap up a particular cycle that got initiated back on the new moon in Aries. And of course, really illuminate some endings, some closures that should have been triggered and activated under the full moon in Libran energy. There are 7 different aspects here today. 7 of them involve the moon. And of course, we're going to have that last quarter moon pop off right before the moon goes void and we move into Aquarian energy. So the very first thing that we have here out of the gate is the moon in Capricorn squaring, getting into the boxing ring with Jupiter, who happens to be in Aries energy. Jupiter magnifies things. He turns the volume all the way up on things, especially where it is that we're hesitant to grow, hesitant to improve, hesitant to change. Of course, the negative Nancy narrative is on full blast with the moon in Capricorn. We're really questioning the amount of energy that we have to go out in the world and create new opportunities for ourselves. So we are kind of sitting in a little bit of a Debbie Downer type of situation. The moon will then square, get in the boxing ring with the sun in Aries. And this gives us our last quarter moon in Capricorn, taking place at 23 degrees. So this is like an overlap of what it is that we have to let go of versus what it is that we have to kind of put our hands out and embody in order for us to get on our way, initiating new chapters, bringing new elements to life. What we get left with is a lot of tension, a lot of conflict on where we're hesitant kind of to detach from the old, where we're hesitant to open our heart and heads up to the new. And what is illuminated is this present moment where we look back, we see what has to kind of end. Where we look forward, we see what has to begin, and what we're left with is this awkward situation of adjustment that we're currently in. And of course, with the moon being in this Capricorn energy, we are a little bit negative. We are a little bit of a Debbie Downer. 10:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have the moon sextile with Neptune. This is the last aspect that the moon in Capricorn is going to make. Lucky for us, it is a positive one, and it really, really kind of helps us dig ourselves out of this dark pit, out of this dark narrative, out of this dark hole. Instead, we're kind of building ourselves back up. We're reminding ourselves of the dream, of the goal, of the vision that we're fighting so hard to push through the goals, the obstacles, the challenges right now in order to actually see some of these things come to life. Emotionally speaking, we are renewing our positivity. We are kind of refreshing ourselves and our faith and our ability to actually go out in the world, take control, create something new. Again, it is a very, very positive aspect to kind of leave us with, because again, the moon in Capricorn then goes void, of course. We lock into Aquarian energy at 4:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Aquarian energy shines a bright light on some of the restrictions that we've faced while the moon has been in Capricorn energy, because the Aquarian energy is here to set us free. We act as the observer. We're emotionally detached. We're able to examine the problems, the blockages, the restrictions, and we're able to actually problem solve how it is that we are going to overcome some of these particular situations. Now, 5:11 p.m. is the first aspect that we have with the moon in Aquarius energy, and it just so happens to conjunct, bump into, sit next to Pluto, who, as you know, is just fresh in this Aquarian energy. This is a level of empowerment. This is us bossing up to the observer mentality, to do a deep dive within the psyche, within our emotions, to really look back at some of the pain, the suffering, the trauma, the struggle that we faced, recognizing where it is that that was divinely scripted to boss us up into new levels of power, new levels of authority in our lives, where we can take a new perspective of the pain and we can turn it into power, where we can examine the darkest parts of ourselves and illuminate it, turn it into light. Emotionally speaking, this is very intense, which means that we should be able to identify new areas of focus, new passion, new excitements, new desires, and where it is that we really need to focus on detaching from our emotions and really relying on the highest form of our intellect to problem solve from this bird's eye view. The moon in Aquarius will go ahead and trine Venus. Venus, of course, in this Gemini energy, we get some air on air action. Gemini, Aquarius energy, very, very intellectual, very focused on really processing information from a different set of eyes. And of course, coming up with some very interesting, unique solutions to some of the problems that we should have seen very much in our faces while the moon was in Capricorn energy. Because this is the moon and Venus, we are going to explore our emotions from the intellectual side of things. This means that we're not necessarily in the moment to feel, but we are thinking our way through the things that we are emotionally experiencing. Again, having that detachment really kind of opens us up to seeing some of the issues that we've been kind of stuck on from a different set of eyes. Because Venus is involved, this likely has to do with relationship dynamics that, again, popped off under the full moon in Libra. We have the moon interacting with Saturn, its ruler, as Saturn is in this Pisces energy, and the moon kind of bumps into Saturn in this way that provides us with a learning opportunity. What it is that we're learning? Well, we're learning where it is we have to override that negative narrative. We're learning where it is that we have to kind of detach emotionally from our belief system in order to see where it is that maybe they're flawed, maybe where it is that we could do better. If nothing else, we are seeing the weight of the world kind of being put on our shoulders without us feeling it, but thinking about how we actually allow it to sit there. Where can we do things differently? Where can we kind of detach from some of the commitments and obligations that we've made to other people? Where can we improve on our, I'm going to say, emotions in recognizing where it is that we have to kind of detach from old ways of doing things, from old ways of interacting, old ways of really, I'm going to say, aligning with our spiritual beliefs, and of course, spice things up. We're in the mood to build something new, build new structures, build new foundations, build new set of beliefs with this Saturn energy. And the moon in Aquarius, acting as the great grand observer, is definitely going to help us see where the structures in our lives need to be demolished and new ones built in its place, from a very, very bird's eye view. The last thing we have going on here today is the moon in Aquarius squaring off, getting into the boxing room, the boxing ring. The boxing room is probably more suitable, but with the true node. The true node is the soul path, our destiny point. It's where we got to be in order to reach our soul's mission, our soul's meaning, our soul's purpose. Well, the square never feels good, and it's because we're really examining our, I'm going to say, current plans, our current projects, our current interests, where it is that we thought we were growing and going from here. With this highest form of intellect that the Aquarian energy allows us to have, we can see things from the different perspective. And now it's all about examining what we thought we wanted to put into place from a different set of eyes, from a higher perspective, to see where it is that maybe we could kind of end up at the same dream, the same end goal, the same vision in a shorter amount of time.